What's going on, Gifted Hands family? It is Elijah here bringing you another lesson, and today we're going to be continuing on with our use of modes in gospel music series, and today we're going to be covering the Phrygian mode, all right? So here's the Phrygian. All right, so Phrygian technically is a minor mode. It's like a minor scale, and so here's the makeup of the mode. We got our root. If we're starting on C, we got root, flat 9, flat 3rd, 4th, 5th, natural 4 and 5, flat 6, flat 7, root. All right, so flat 2, flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7. Okay, everything else is natural. So it's called a minor mode because we have a minor third. So modes are either going to be minor or major, right? So this one's minor since it has a minor third. If it had like a major third, then this would be like a major mode, right? But we're not going there. So that's what we got. It's a minor mode, flat 9, flat 3rd, flat 6, flat 7, okay? That is our Phrygian mode, and there's really two ways that you can use it that we're going to talk about today in gospel and to create some interesting gospel harmony, all right? And so one way that we can use the Phrygian mode is going to be over the sharp 1. So that's the first way. We're going to use it over the sharp 1. Second way we can use the Phrygian mode is going to be over the 5, all right? So we can apply the Phrygian mode over our 5 of any major key, and it's going to give us interesting sound. Cool. So let's dive into the first way, which is using it over the sharp 1. All right, so I'm going to be using a song example today to dive into this, and it's going to be, let's use Draw Me Nearer, okay? Oh, gospel hymn, so it'll go like this. Draw me nearer, All right, so the ending part. That part right there is going to be the use of the Phrygian mode, right? And so essentially it's really simple concept. All it is when we're ending a song, anytime you're ending a song, if the song ends on the 1, you can use a Phrygian mode, okay? And so what we would do is we would apply the Phrygian mode to the 1. So we're in C major for this example, so we're gonna play C Phrygian instead of, even if the song was written in C major, we're gonna instead play C Phrygian, okay? So C Phrygian is 1, flat 9, flat 3rd, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, root, right? So this is C Phrygian. So what this gives us is like our 1 chord would technically just be minor, right? It could be like a minor 7 chord, okay? And that's just from the notes of the scale, from the notes of our scale, C Phrygian scale. The 1 chord is minor, but our 2 chord is a major 7th based off of the sharp 1 or the flat 2, right? Flat 2, minor 2, whatever you want to call it. So since we're in C Phrygian, since we're going Phrygian instead of major, we have a 1 chord that's minor, 2 chord that's a major 7th. So we're going to apply the 2 chord while we're playing our Phrygian scale. And then, whenever you're done, riffing, running, all that good stuff, being fancy, then you can resolve back to your major key, all right, which would be just C major. Okay, so that's really it. That's it. You're gonna play and a shortcut to thinking about this is really playing your sharp 1 chord, which is gonna be major 7th, and then playing the Phrygian scale based off of your root, based off of the 1, my bad, based off of the 1, not based off your root. So you can play, when you're playing that D flat or your sharp 1 chord, all I'm doing, playing notes of my Phrygian scale, and then when I resolve back to my 1 chord as a major chord, then we're gonna resolve and we're gonna use our major scale, right? That's it. So that's the first way that we can use our Phrygian scale, is over the 1. So that let's try that in a different key real quick. So let's do the same song. Let's just do it in F major, right? So draw me nearer, across where thou hast died. Same thing. So when we get to the 1, because we were in F major, right? Let's see. To thy precious bleeding side. Instead of resolving to the 1, we're going to resolve to the sharp 1. But we're thinking in terms of the 1, but as a Phrygian, right? Phrygian mode, Phrygian scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's F Phrygian. So instead of F major, we're thinking F Phrygian, right? Over this F sharp chord, over our sharp 1. And then we resolve back to our major key, right? So sharp 1 over the Phrygian scale, based off of the 1. And then you can resolve to major, okay? So that's the first way, like I said, using it over the 1 slash the sharp 1. You got a sharp 1 chord for harmony, but you're using the 1 as Phrygian for your scale, okay? So that's way 1 that we can use it. Way 2 is going to be over the 5 chord, right? So let's go back to C, and we're still gonna use the same song, Draw Me Nearer, but we're just gonna use this over the 5. So interesting thing is when you play the Phrygian mode, it also gives you, it not only gives you a, so actually I'm gonna, play it over the 5. So here's G Phrygian, right? So we already said that the Phrygian scale slash mode can give us a minor chord, but one of the other interesting chords that it gives us is this chord right here, which I'll play like this, which is like a sus chord with a flat 9, okay? And this is one of those really interesting harmonic chords that we can pull from the Phrygian mode. And then it sounds great over the 5 because it wants to resolve a 5th down. So it's almost like a secondary dominant, right? Because this is a type of dominant chord. It's just a suspended chord, technically. But it resolves well. So we can use this over the 5. And like I said, this is a Phrygian chord, okay? So if we're at the end of Draw Me Nearer, to thy breath. I almost tried singing that high. No, sir, not today. No, ma'am. To thy precious bleeding. Actually, no. Let's try it again. To thy precious bleeding. Right there. Right. So one more time. To thy precious bleeding side. And then I went to the other Phrygian, which was C Phrygian, right? So right there, we just went from G Phrygian, which gave, oh, that's not right. There we go. I went from G Phrygian, which gave us our nice suspended chord, sus chord with the flat 9, to the 1 Phrygian, which gave us our sharp 1 chord. Okay, so when you're trying to use this, all you're gonna do is go to the 5 key, or really it's like if you need to get back to the 1, if you're resolving, like if the song's resolving to the 1, what you can do is play this kind of G Phrygian chord based off of the 5, which really is just a suspended chord with a flat 9. Okay, that's one way to think about it. And the other way, that also means that you have your G Phrygian scale if you want to improvise, create a nice run, lick, something like that. Okay, so that's how we can use the G Phrygian scale, the G Phrygian mode, whatever you want to call it, right? So let's try that same movement over the 5 chord, but let's just move it to F major this time, okay? So, to thy precious bleeding side. Okay, so once in this case we're in F major, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1. So our 5 chord for F is C, right? And so we're gonna play C Phrygian. This is our C Phrygian mode, and so from that we're pulling out this C suspended chord, and I'm gonna voice it like this. I think I voiced it like that. What was it? To thy precious lady. Oops. I think I voiced it like that, something like that. But either way, those are the notes of the C Phrygian, right? Which gives us our flat 9 suspended chord, and then we can resolve to the 1, or this is 5 Phrygian. We could resolve to 1 Phrygian, which would be. Okay, that's it. That's all I got for you today. So that is 2 different ways that you can use the Phrygian mode, which is over the 1, which gives us a nice little option to do like some reharm stuff, going back and forth between the 1 and the sharp 1, right? When we apply the Phrygian over the 1. And then we have the Phrygian over the 5, which gives us our suspended chord with the flat 9, right? So those are the 2 options, and that is it for today. Check out the very next lesson. The next lesson we are going to be talking about my personal favorite mode, which is the Lydian mode, all right? So we've covered Ionian, we've covered Dorian, and we've covered Ionian, Dorian, and Phrygian up to this point. All these names get mixed up. Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian. So next up we have Lydian, which is, like I said, my personal favorite. So stay tuned to this series. It's coming out really soon. All right, see you next time.